So, you join me here in the Seat Ibiza. Now, this particular car is a 2002 on a 52 plate, and it's got 100 brake horsepower, 1400cc engine. Because it's a sport version as well, it means that it's got these really nice sport seats inside, and it's also got a more sporty exterior as well as sports alloy wheels. So, take you for a little spin in it, see what you think. Just going to wash the windscreen. Okie doke. Yeah, brakes are a bit dry. As you can see, it's been quite a nice day up here in Scotland. So the brakes are a little squeaky. So, very nice. So, what is it that I like about the Seat Ibiza? Well, the Seat Ibiza is one of those cars that makes you feel really happy every time you drive it. It's a car that puts a smile on your face. As I said, 100 brake horsepower, it's not a lot really. Does 0 to 60 in about 10.5 seconds. And top speed is about 120 miles an hour. But that's not the point of this car. The point of this car is something very different. It is a very fun car, which is very important, because what I'm going to tell you is that this car is one of the best cars you could choose as a first car. Very cheap to buy. This particular one was about £2,000, which is very good. Now you can get them for even less than that now. I bought this a couple of years ago. But the reason you should go out and buy one of these is because it's not boring like the Volkswagen Polo it's based on. It's fun to drive, it looks brilliant, and you get a lot more for your money. You see, if I went for a Volkswagen Polo for the same money, I would get a standard one, and it probably wouldn't even have alloy wheels, which is crazy. But this is a bit different. This is the sports version, as I say. So it comes with that 1.4 litre 100 brake horsepower engine, and it's been a great car. And sadly, the crucial word there is been. A couple of weeks ago, I had just had the car all polished and cleaned, and it looked the bee's knees. And I was going to university, and as I left a car park because I couldn't find a space, a woman collided into my car by reversing out of a parking space without looking. And subsequently, the car is going to be a write-off. For the time being, I'm able to use the car, but soon it will be gone, and that upsets me. It's been a great friend to me, and it's got me everywhere I wanted to go. But sadly, its time has ended. Personally, I think it's outrageous that they're writing it off. It's only got a dent in it, and as you can see, it pulls. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. All that's wrong with it is it needs a new panel. That's it. There's nothing else wrong with it. She hasn't damaged any of the electrics. She didn't damage the engine. It's all cosmetic, and that's the issue here, is the fact that, you know, an insurance company will just write a car off because it's got some damage which they claim costs as much as the car's worth, which is outrageous. It doesn't cost that at all for a panel and to fix it. And I can't buy the car off the insurance company either. The reason I won't is because it will be only worth about a third of what it's worth now if I do that when I come to resell it, and you have to legally say that it is a write-off. It was a category D or whatever write-off. So it's, you know, and getting it fixed would be silly as well, because everywhere I'm going they're quoting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Some of them are even quoting thousands of pounds to fix it, and it's not so much the parts that cost the money, it's the labour. They're saying that it would take many hours to panel beat it, or they could just get a new panel. So it's got to go. But as I said, it's been great. I've loved owning it. And to be honest, I've now obviously got to look for a new car. For the time being, I'm going to have my mother's car, which is a Smart 4.4. But in the summer, i.e. in a couple of months' time, when I break up for the summer from uni, I'll be looking for a new car. And to be honest, I might consider another Seat. It's been great. It's been a faithful friend. It's not had any problems apart from this now. So I would definitely go for another Seat. Other cars I'm considering are the Mini Cooper, the BMW 3 Series Coupe as well. That was another car I looked at, completely other end of the league. And the Mercedes Small Coupe as well, which is a C Coupe. That's quite a nice car. But to be honest, this has been so good, I might just go for another Ibiza, a newer one. Because I know that they're reliable, but you know, I think it's terrible. I think it's a wasteful thing to send a car to the crusher because it has a bit of panel damage. It can certainly still shift, I have to say. That's the thing, you can just put it back into fifth, cruise along at 30 miles an hour. You know, no issues at all. And as I say, other than this unfortunate accident, I've had no issues with it. It's just been very, very good. The only thing I will say about it, hang on, I'll just move. See, that this is, if you're wondering what that rattle is, it's this bottle. But however, talking of rattles, that's one thing I will say about this car. Because of the age, you can hear bits of the trim rattling a little bit, and it's a bit irritating sometimes, especially on a long journey if something starts to rattle. But that's another bonus about this car. Unlike other cars of the same era, so you could probably compare it to the 2002 Ford Fiesta, which was rubbish, and it's still rubbish. The Neo Fiesta obviously is, and that's a great car. I learned to drive one of them. But the Fiesta from the period of this car was terrible. And on a long journey, God, you'd be knackered driving that. Same with, you know, cars like the Peugeot 106 and the Citroen Saxo and things like that. You know, it's not a car you'd want to do long journeys in. However, this has driven me from Southampton to Scotland and back many, many, many times. And unfortunately I won't be able to do it again, but it's been brilliant. It had no hassle whatsoever with it. That was something my parents were kind of insistent of, that I had a car that was going to be fairly reliable. So that's why we opted for something German. Sorry, this bottle is rather annoying, so I'm going to get rid of it. But as I say, you know, it's been a great car, and I would recommend them to anybody really. I think that they are what they claim to be, which is, you know, reliable. And as I said earlier on, this is a Volkswagen Polo underneath, which means you've got a Polo engine, so it's a German engine, you've got German engineering underneath, German chassis, German electrics, everything's German, and some of it's from Audi as well, so you know it's very reliable. So that's a great thing. It's German engineering with Spanish flair, because it's obviously designed in Spain. But as I say, I would opt for another one of these. They've been so good. And to be honest, pulling away, I'll demonstrate that in a second because I'm at some traffic lights. Pulling away, it could certainly give other cars a run for its money. It might only have 100 brake horsepower, but it is pretty nippy. Put it into first. Just wait for these lights to go. You can have, this is the thing, I always say you can have fun without breaking the speed limit. And into fifth. 30 miles an hour. Pulls away, no problems at all, no hesitations. You know. The other thing, I think people worry about buying a car that's over 10 years old. Don't worry about it. Don't. As long as you get one with a fairly good mileage on it, you should be fine. I mean, I've certainly been very fine with this car. Now I'm going to demonstrate another great aspect to this car, which is the fact that it is extremely easy to park. Because it's small, you can get into the tightest of spaces, which is very helpful. And we'll just slot it in here. Perfect. Well, that's been a little video just to kind of introduce myself to the blogging world. As soon as I can, I am going to start making more videos, reviewing more cars and things, because I am a budding motoring journalist. I'm studying journalism at university at the moment, and it's what I want to do with my life is write about cars. So that's what I want to do. So this is my first blog, and sadly it's the last time you're going to see the Ibiza, I expect. But next time you might see me in the Smart. Next week I'm going down to England to pick it up from my parents' house and then drive it 500 miles back up to Scotland. So I might do a little video while I'm on the move, but I'll have to see. I might not. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.